There you are. I was beginning to fear I'd got lost in that time tunnel. I hope that car didn't spoil our expensive special effect there. The concept of me being lost in the time tunnel doesn't obviously hold any water if you've been paying attention, because I've been in loads of other videos since the last instalment. But hey, what am I talking about? Paying attention on YouTube. For our final journey in the time tunnel, we are visiting the third of three important megalithic complexes that exist in Cumbria in the routeways that run between the tourist-infested Lake District to the west and the boggy nightmare of the fraudulently named Pennines in the east. And thanks to Paul and Rebecca Whitewick for making us aware of that. We've seen Long Meg and her daughters, and we've seen Maberhenge and King Arthur's Round Table. This is our third site of this complex. This is Kemp Howe Stone Circle, and it is located at the southern end of a stone avenue known as Shap Stone Row or Shap Stone Avenue, and it's that we're going to be having a look at today. Now, we really do need to go up to show you what's happened here. Yes, that is right. The Victorians drove a frigging railway line right through the middle of this stone circle. As a result of that, there are now just 6 stones left. These lovely pink granite, the local pink granite stones. Well, 6 big stones. There are some other bits and pieces in between. What really frustrates me is that when the Victorians drove their railway line through the site, they didn't even seem to save the other stones. They just threw them away, presumably, for crying out loud. Neil MacDonald, that legend of the Megalithic Tours company, describes this stone circle as the Serpent's Temple. His view is that the circle was the head of the serpent, the stone row, the stone avenue was the tail. The village of Shap, just down the road there, actually takes its name from this stone circle and the other stone features we're going to be talking about today. It's a heavily Norsified Old English word, which I won't try to pronounce, perhaps I'll put it down there, and it means heap of stones. And in common with the other sites we've visited in this trilogy, the important stones are made out of the local pink granite. And at this angle here, you can see the circle turning there, and then it hits the railway line that destroyed it. Next on our itinerary is to head northwest to follow the line of the stone row. It curves northwest from here, and the next point we're going to jump on to the avenue is up there at Shap, which is about a mile. So since I've got the time bangle, I may as well use it. So next destination is Shap. Let's go. I'm getting rather good at these short hops. Hopefully cars and people didn't mess that expensive effect up either. Just about a mile or so from the stone circle, we arrive at the southern edge of Shap. The village is effectively built on the bottom end of the stone row, and over here we have the Greyhound Hotel, which advertises itself as being a famous hostelry since 1680. What they don't boast about so much is that it's effectively built on top of a second stone circle called Carl's Loft, and there are reports from I think the early 1800s where they were breaking up the magnificent circle and its central stone to make gateposts. 5,000 years of human life has seen the stone avenue largely obliterated. There's different opinions about how many stones can be accurately located. English Heritage currently says 14, megalithic portal people say 31. But there's a lot of fun to be had here identifying the remnants of the stone avenue in walls, gateposts, and just scattered laying in fields. Like here, just at the edge of the village, the southern edge, you can see we've got these stones there just laying in the field, probably remnants of the Stone Avenue. And as we leave the village and we leave all attempts of continuity behind, the avenue departs from the village, or should I say the village departs from the avenue, and you may be able to see behind me there the high ground of the eastern fells of the Lake District. So as with the other two sites in this trilogy, we are in this communication route, communication channel between the areas of high ground. More remnants of the avenue, and the continuity is really popped now because I've picked up an umbrella somehow. And then this is really good. We've got a fantastic survivor here for you all to have a look to. I give you the Goggleby Stone, one of the most distinctive examples of a standing stone in the Shap Avenue. The Goggleby Stone has not been without its misfortune. It fell over in 1969. Fortunately, it was re-erected, but as was the way in the 60s and the 70s, it was stood up in concrete. They just loved combining concrete with antiquities, didn't they, in those days? Anyhow, the misfortune of the Goggleby Stone falling over did enable them to examine beneath it, and that has given us a date for the Shap Stone Avenue of between 3000 to 2000 BC. So I guess that makes it between 4,000 to 5,000 years old. I'm not entirely sure about this, but there does appear to be a ring mark on the Goggleby Stone there. Sweet! Now I know what just happened over there, but I'm not bothered. I'm ready for them this time. We're now going to head over this way to have a look at, over this way to have a look at another interesting remnant of the avenue. Unfortunately, it's on private land. We don't have access to it. We are disbarred, etc. But I'll put some sort of sasu up so you can have a closer look to it. It has 2 ring marks on it, and the stone is called Aspersfield Stone. So named after the field, the owner of the field way back that it now stands in. Well, my pursuers seem to have cleared off for the moment, so that gives us time to set off to the next destination, Skelor Hill, believed by many to be the northern terminus of this feature. There's also a view, an opinion by experts that Skelor Hill is derived from Hill of Skulls. We'll use the power of YouTube to summon our good friend Allotment to see if he can give us his view on that. Does Skelor Hill come from Hill of Skulls, or is that perhaps just mumbo jumbo? As we make our way to our next destination, I've zoomed in to give you a sense of the lay of the land. There's the chimneys there up by the other side of the railway line, the stone circle where we started. There's the Goggleby Stone. If I pull round a bit there, sorry about the pixelation on this zoom, but it's the best I've got. There's the stones that we walked by on the way to that, and then just poking over the wall there is Aspersfield Stone. Talking about Allotment Fox earlier, there's a sort of an Allotment Fox style shot, but done badly. And it's an interesting thought, isn't it, that this feature, with all its similarities to Avebury and West Kennet, and yet it's 270 miles north of that. I've pushed on up a series of lanes to get to the top of Skelor Hill. You can see behind me there the alignment of the Stone Avenue. We'll maybe have to put something on there to help you understand that. Now I'm going to cross this surprisingly busy road. The barrow, or tumulus according to the Ordnance Survey, is poking its head just over the top of the wall there, and we have another fine stone embedded in the wall there. So just a few fragments left of this once mighty Neolithic structure. And just the other side of that road where I was talking, that's the other side of the stone there that identified, and there's actually another two there. We're now going to just go and have a look on top of the Hill of Skulls to sort of try and unpack this and get some ideas together. As I do that, I just want you to notice the location there of the WC21 UK Productions Limited camera bag, because that's going to be important in a short while. Most experts and enthusiasts see the Hill of Skulls as the termination point of Shap Stone Avenue. However, I can see further stones over that way, and just over there is an important stone called the Thunder Stone, which many think has some sort of link to this structure. It is, however, a glacial erratic. It was left there by the ice. So what was this all about? Whether the barrow is the termination or not, it was clearly an important part of this structure. And one of my ideas is that this would have been a place of solemn reverence, showing respect to the dead, to the ancestors. And then maybe once having done that, they needed a bit of light relief, so they skipped off down the avenue to the two stone circles, one for the ladies, one for the men, perhaps. I don't think they worried about all this them, there and they and it thing in those days. And they had a bit of a celebration, a bit of a jolly. I hope you've enjoyed this trilogy. It has been exhausting, to be honest, but it's been a lot of fun making it. Right, here we go. As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, I hope you've enjoyed this Cumbrian Neolithic adventure in 3 parts. Please like and subscribe and all that sort of stuff. But I'm sure you will understand, and hopefully you will forgive me if I tell you that my time tunnel travelling days are now behind me. There are easier ways to make a YouTube living. So until next time, stay tuned. If you haven't seen the first 2 instalments of this trilogy, I'll put links to them here. That's Long Meg and Her Daughters, really very good. And that's King Arthur's Round Table, and that's very good too. I hope you enjoy them, if you haven't already. And then in the wall here, we have a car driving by.